today. Thanks again for joining us. The Friends of OCM Student Athlete Scholarship Program is an annual program put on by the Friends of OCM, awarding two very special student athletes here in Oshkosh, high school seniors, with $1,000 for their scholarship. We've narrowed the applicants down to 6 finalists, and each will appear on an Oshkosh Today episode for us to get to know them a little bit better. So we have our very first finalist interview here today. His name is Spencer Henke, and he is from Oshkosh West. So Spencer, welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
And we also have your coach, basketball head coach, Mike Johnson.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for joining us, guys. So first of all, thank you very much for joining us, and we're very excited to get to meet our very first finalist of the year here, Spencer. Maybe you can start off by telling us a little bit about yourself. You're a high school senior, basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been playing the game?
All 4 years of high school, obviously, and since I would say about 8, I really fell in love with the game. I've always been athletic. That kind of goes with the whole boy thing. But I would say about when I was 8, I really fell in love with it and started to really hone in on it and really care as much as I do now.
And the height didn't help you at all?
No, it actually, I wasn't always the tallest one. About 8th grade, I had like an 8-inch growth spurt during the summer before 8th grade. So that's a nice aspect to have now, I guess.
A nice little perk in the game,
yeah.
Definitely. And Coach Johnson, you've had the pleasure of working with Spencer. What's the experience been like?
I've known Spencer since probably about 7th, 8th grade. So I witnessed most of the growth spurt, and it's been great. He's a very passionate, dedicated young man, and he's been a huge asset to our program on and off the court. So it's really been great to watch him grow from a boy into a man, and we're excited for his future.
Yes, and it's the last year that you've got him.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're gonna have some big shoes to fill from a leadership standpoint and all the things he does on the court as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to have you here today to talk to you a little bit. It's a big commitment to be a student athlete, not only balancing your athletics, but also your academics. And in addition to that, you have a lot of other things that you're involved with as well. So we were very impressed with that. Maybe we can take a look at a few of the things that you're involved with. First off is the Badger Boys State Delegates you mentioned in your application. Give us a little bit of information about that.
Badger Boys, it's a youth leadership conference, but at the same time it's tied in with government aspects, which is something that when I got the opportunity or I got mentioned, introduced to it, I really jumped at because government's something I enjoy, and leadership too, that's something I like too. So that was this past summer. I spent a week at Ripon College just going through different, we call them little societies, and it really evolved a number of skills. There was leadership things, but also we learned how parliamentary procedure and stuff like that. So that was definitely a fun experience, and because I learned skills there that not only I can translate to everyday life, but also when I talked about the leadership things on the basketball floor, that helps me because I learned ways how to truly make a difference.
Definitely. So maybe we have a future council member on our hands or something like that.
I don't know. Politics is not really my road, but you never know.
Yeah, well, it sounds like a great experience. Something that you're very passionate about also is the network program. You went on a lot about that in your application. Tell us first, what exactly is that?
At Oshkosh West, we have a bunch of clubs that really range from serious clubs to just hanging out with friends. We have coloring club, which doesn't really.
I want to be a part of that club.
It doesn't really.
It is what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's literally you color in the gym. So there's stuff like that, but network specifically, that's one of the more serious clubs. And at Oshkosh West, and I know Coach Johnson can vouch to this, we have a pretty strong special education program, and network deals with people on the autistic scale, so Asperger's and things like that. And primarily our goal is we bring in just everyday students that obviously don't have the disadvantages that they have, and it's basically just a way to build friendships with them. And like you talked about, that's something I really enjoy because I'm a pretty big people person, and to see the smiles on their faces when we do things like human Christmas trees or decorate cakes for Valentine's Day, that's something I really enjoy. So like you said, that's definitely something I take pride in.
That's awesome. Building, and I'm sure those are lifelong friendships that you're building as well.
Yeah.
Very cool. One other thing that I wanted to mention was basketball camps. We can get back to the athletic stuff now. You've been very involved in kind of assisting the younger ones coming up in filling your shoes eventually.
Yeah, I know a big thing at West is our youth program through OWBC, and it's something I was a part of, obviously, growing up and looking up to the guys that are older. And I know when I was younger, there was the Tim Jarmus and the Andy Polkas of the world that you were like, holy cow, these guys are amazing. I mean, Division I basketball players, and the impact that they had on our lives and teaching us like how to work hard, how to be in the gym every day. That's something that I really, from a young age, was like, when I'm older, that's going to be me, because like I said, those little kids look up to us, and you know, we're the big time varsity. That's what everybody comes to see. So I mean, to have an impact on their lives and really not only have an impact but be a part of their lives is something that I really valued, and that's really why I'm so involved in it.
And it's got to be fun watching those little guys run up and down the court too.
Even if there is a lot of double dribbling, it's still fun.
You let those slide at first, just for a little while. And Coach, you've had the opportunity to see him evolve from 7th, 8th grade to where he is now. And you know, talking about balancing all these different activities, how has it been seeing Spencer doing that? How has he been doing that?
You know, that is really and we try to drive that point home, especially when the kids are younger, is, you know, there's a lot of things that come with sports, and people think it's about the wins and the losses and stats, but really it's about trying to help these young men grow up and get those skills that are going to help them in life, because you know, even the guys that Spencer mentioned that maybe were superstars, you know, they're everyday people now working full-time jobs. So the time management aspect of it is huge in learning how to balance and compartmentalize your life. And Spencer has been Exhibit A in finding time to get through things and to meet his responsibilities and take on new challenges. And you know, he's never once used, oh, I was busy with this as an excuse for not being able to do something else. So he's been really, really great with that, you know, balancing his time and managing it and learning to prioritize things.
And I think that alone is very impressive, the amount of things that these students are involved in, and being able to stay on top of all that. I think you get a gold star for that. You do somehow find time for a little bit of Madden, I saw in your application. You can't waste time.
No.
Gotta have some of that.
Gotta have some video games along the way. I mean, FIFA and Madden, if anyone wants to take me on, I'm up for any challenge.
Up for the challenge.
Yeah.
Plans after graduation, where are you thinking you're going to go with your career path?
Well, I know as far as like what I want to major in, I'm thinking about double majoring in kinesiology and then also communications, because that's things I like. So I mean, two very opposite ends of the spectrum, but I mean, kind of working those in. But as far as where, obviously I want to continue basketball, and that's an opportunity that's opened up for me through like AAU and stuff, which is a blessing. So the plan is right now is to most likely continue playing after school, either at Beloit College, Illinois College, or Marion. I haven't quite decided yet. But obviously, I mean, that's a big commitment. And as you said, like, I'm a student athlete, so that's an even bigger role in college. But if the playing thing isn't the road for me and I decide something, the plan is probably Marquette then, because that's kind of always been my dream school. But I mean,
well, it sounds like any of those options are a great choice.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll figure out a way to work in sports somehow, whether it's like a sports manager or anything. So I mean, who knows? There's still time to decide.
You can't tell the future. That's right. Yes. Well, it sounds like you've got a great start, and we're very happy to have you here. We do have a little certificate here to award you for being one of the 6 finalists on our Student Athlete of the Year scholarship program. So, Spencer, congratulations, and we had a great time talking to you today.
Thank you.
Oshkosh Today was supported in part by the Friends of OCM. And Aurora Healthcare, 855 Northwest Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard. Oshkosh Today.